So I got my period today, so I thought I'd make a video about it. So if you're not really into listening about periods and blood, then I would switch off now. It just gave me a bit of a kind of a reminder about my experiences with periods and a Royal 4 high carb 8 to 10 kind of vegan lifestyle. So a bit of background: I was bulimic for maybe a year and a half, and I'd been extreme dieting before it had got to kind of the extreme of bulimia. So I'd been losing a lot of weight. I was over exercising, I was throwing up my food, I was using laxatives. Yeah, it was a really kind of bad time. I lost a lot of weight. I think at my lowest I was about 9.5 stone, and I'm 5'10", so for that kind of height, it was kind of low. It was in the way that I was doing it and helping, how I lost the weight. So basically, and at that time I was on the pill. I decided to come off the pill. I thought I didn't want to, I didn't want to be putting all that shit in my body anymore. And that was kind of around the time that I stopped the bulimia. So I wanted to try and get my body into a kind of a better state than it was. But the doctors had said that my periods would come back in about 3 to 6 months, because obviously when you've been on the pill for a long time, it takes a while for them to regulate again. So I was kind of just waiting, like 3 months, 6 months, 9 months went by, and I was like, this is not right. Like, why am I not having periods? What, why? So I went to the doctors about it, and they just said, oh, don't worry, maybe leave it for a year. So I left it for a year, still didn't have a period. And it just really scared me, because I just thought, what have I done to my body? And, when you look into it, reasons why people stop having periods is because of stress, because of like poor nutrition, what else? Over-exercising, which is what I was doing, and that creates all this hormone imbalance, and it just really fucks your body up. And it was then that I kind of realised, like, shit, what have I done to my body? Like, why is it, what if I don't ever get periods back? They even thought I had a polycystic, how do you say it? PCOS anyway. It's polycystic ovarian syndrome. Polyovarian cyst. I can't remember. It's PCOS anyway. I know a lot of people do suffer with it, so I had tests for that, and they said that they didn't think it was that. But then it's kind of like they were saying to me that they thought I should start, if it had taken any longer than 18 months, then I should start taking the pill again, just to kind of like promote my body and help my body to have periods, which is kind of weird. But I was adamant that I was like, no, I don't want any more drugs. I don't want anything like that. So I just left it, and I just thought, well, if I'm not meant to get them back, then I'm not meant to get them back. And it was around that time that I stopped being bulimic and stopped taking the pill, was when I found the vegan lifestyle, when I found Harley and Freely's videos and Doug Graham and all that kind of stuff. So I was reading a lot about that, and I just thought, well, maybe my body will heal, maybe it's just taking time. And about, how long did it take? Maybe 2 years after, stop taking the pill and all the laxatives and the bulimia and all that kind of stuff. About 2 years after, I got a period. So I was just like, so like happy to have a period. It's kind of weird, because I suppose you just take things like that for granted. And I think at the time when I was, throwing up and using laxatives and abusing my body just because I wanted to be thin and just because I wanted to be skinny, it was just like, you don't really realise the damage that you're doing to your body and your hormones and all the things that are inside. You're just seeing the weight, and you're just seeing that as changing, and not all the kind of the important stuff that's inside and the hormones and things like that. So I just wanted to give you my my experiences on it, really. And if you're in that situation where you've been doing that and you've been really underweight and your period to stop because of that, then this lifestyle is just the best way for you to rebalance your body and get it back to normal. Also, one thing that I did do as well, I went to see like a naturopath about it, and she basically just said to rub evening primrose oil on just kind of around your like bottoms of your stomach, like where your ovaries would be. And I did that for maybe, I don't know, a few months towards the end, and that was near when I got my period back, so I don't know whether that had anything to do with it, or I don't know, but it was just topical. I wasn't like ingesting them. It was just like topical treatment, so I don't know whether that had anything to do with it. But they're really regular now, they're really light. And I use a moon cup, and if you don't know what a moon cup is, then Google it, or I might do another video about it. But yeah, that's it for today, I think. If you've got any questions, then leave them down below. Anything about my experience with it, then I'm happy to talk about it. So if anything I can help with, then just ask your questions down below, and I will see you next video. Alright, bye!